Good evening, guys. How's it going? I'm back again with episode 3 of Red Bull Leipzig, and tonight we're just showing you the winter break, how results went, and of course the transfer window, which is just finished. Now, before I even started the save, I wasn't sure that you got a break in the winter for a month, so I did play some friendlies, and I'll just show you how I got on. Bayern Munich being one of them, a big test for me. Chance to see where I was if I get promoted. So there you go. Lost 4-0 to Bayern, 3-2 against another Bayern, a poor loss against a team I've never heard of, and a 3-2 loss against Red Bull Salzburg, my parent club. And we're now just 3 or 4 days away from getting back into the season, get the campaign up and running again, and we do that at home to Greuther Fürth. And the games coming up, they look pretty generous, pretty good for me. There's no real big tasks, so I expect to take a good number of points from the next 7 or 8 games until we get a tough run here against Karlsruhe, Nuremberg, Bochum, 1860 Munich, Frankfurt, Kaiserslautern, St. Pauli. Then games in a row from here to here, very difficult, probably the toughest fixtures I'll get in the league, and they're all in a row, and they will decide who is the champions of the Bundesliga 2. So it's just going to be a short video tonight. We will show you my transfer history and what I've been doing now. So Valentino Lazaro, who was on loan from Red Bull Salzburg, he was complaining, as was his manager at his parent club, that he wasn't getting enough games, so I decided to send him back to the club. Now, the players I brought in, I will discuss that after the ones I let go. Diego Demi to Augsburg didn't get a game for me. I think he made one substitute appearance, so he looks okay, but Rani Khedira is excellent, so he never really got a game. He's 1 or 2 years older than Rani, so he never really had a chance. And this guy, Omar Damari, now, he's very, very good, and he scored a good number of goals without actually starting many games. Now, you can sell him 17 finishing, and 15 for pace, and 14 for composure. But he was the only way I was going to get money, and I was desperate to bring in a goalkeeper and a central defender, so I had to sell somebody. And he looks great, but he was never a first choice for me. We moved him on, and we got around 5.5 million brought in the January window to play with. So to replace the outgoing Lazaro, I brought in Jordan Ebe on loan from Liverpool. The stats are not too different, actually, to his, so he'll probably do the same effect, coming off the bench most games, but I'm pretty happy with him on loan. As I say, with these new signings, we haven't played any games yet. The goalkeeper was the big... We conceded far too many. Some of you have downloaded my tactic called The Entertainer, exclusive to FMC, which is footballmanagercentral.com. And conceding goals was a big problem, but I based it on the Kevin Keegan style, outscore your opponents at all costs. So now to try and shore up at the back, this is what I've done. So I brought in Sandro Rosbach from Odd. Cost me 1.4 million, which is a lot more than I wanted to spend, but he's 18, he's ready for the first team, and he's got fantastic stats for his age. I managed to get a clause allowing him to leave for a minimum fee of like 2 million. So it wouldn't have been worth me making 600k profit. So I managed to offer him another couple of grand and take that out. It's a lot of wages for this level, but if I go up to the Bundesliga, which I hope, that isn't going to be that much for that level. I'm delighted with him, and we'll throw him in at the deep end. Alderson, former Vancouver player, contract expired, so I took him on trial just to see his stats, guys. It's a little tip for you. If they're free agents, you don't get to see their stats. Take them on trial. If you don't want to keep them, terminate the trial. If you want to sign them, you'll have all their stats to see and give them games in the reserves to see how they are. Now, young Canadian lad, 20 years old, he's got some very good stats and can play in 3 different positions. So he only got a 2-year contract. Well, 1 year left now, just over. So I reckon he's a risk worth taking for free. He's got some good stats there, and we'll see how he gets on. I'm sure he's ex-Vancouver. Yeah, he is. My final player, this is a monster loan signing. Last FM15 save, which lasted about 7 seasons, on my page, the Football Manager WizKids, you will see that Eric Dier was the captain of my Sporting Lisbon team, and he was phenomenal. Now look at those stats; they are brilliant. Rated at 7 million and 15k a week, and I don't have to pay a penny of it. I've just got to pay 140k a month, so that works out 35k a week. It is massive for this league, but if he can stop me conceding goals, he will be going straight into that central defence, and I can keep on scoring the number that I have been, which is 49 in 19 games. Then that'll be fantastic, and that'll be great job done. Send him back to Spurs. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. So he is going to be fantastic for me, and I am delighted to get him. He went on the loan list, and I couldn't believe he was there in my realistic targets, and I went straight for him, and I'm very surprised he's actually joined me. But I don't think there was interest quick enough. So I'm delighted with that. Now we'll just go to my tactic that I have uploaded to Football Manager Central. It's called the Entertainer. We scored a lot of goals. Sadly, we have been conceding a lot, but hasn't affected me too much. I'm sitting second in the league. So I haven't altered the player roles for the boys that have just came in, or their player instructions. So I'm about to do that and before the Gruther Firth game. So I'm quite pleased with my January transfer business. We've taken some money, and we've still got a little bit of money to play around with if anybody happens to pop up on the transfer list, or I want to bring in pre-contracts. Now, there is a couple of decent pre-contract players, such as Blackett from Man United or Bakary Sacco from Wolves. He's asking for a lot of wages, which, if I don't get promoted, that's a ton of money I'm losing to have him in the team. But even if I get promoted, I don't know if he's cut out for the league above. So I did go from an offer him, and then I pulled out. I backed out. The reason I backed out is because my wide men are doing fantastic already. And when they go back to their clubs, I could get a lot more money going up to the Bundesliga and buy somebody better. So with that move, I'm really thinking long term. Would he go and perform in the league above? I don't think so. Maybe, but I wasn't confident of it. And I've got two wide guys, Grealish and eBay, on loan to cover my two main wide players. And I'm happy with them for just now. So that's basically it, guys. This short video to show what I've been doing in the January transfer window. Episode 3 of Red Bull Leipzig. I will bring you episode 4 within the next 2 days. See how I'm getting on, and hopefully we'll be into the final quarter of the season, pushing for automatic promotion and hopefully champions. Now, guys, I have a lot of graphics. I'll just show you. Go to the club logos, club backgrounds of the stadium. I've got the nation logos, competition logos, the real competition names. I've got the player faces. I've got the background stadium there, and I've got the kits. As well as that, I've even got a little nice avatar of myself in a Sports Interactive training jacket, which I had made for me, and then an old picture about 4 years old of my face put on there. Anyway, guys, if you want that stuff, check out www.footballmanagercentral.com. You'll find my transfer database on there of the Football Manager WizKids, which has had 350,000 downloads in 3 years. And you will find my tactic, which is exclusive to FMC, the Entertainer, which is approaching 150 downloads, and it's only been released a couple of days, which is pretty good. So yeah, check out them. Anything you need, anything you want, it's on there. And finally, check out the Facebook page I co-own with Martin and Andy and Edvard as admins, which is the Football Manager WizKids. We're approaching 15,000 likes on there. And check us out on Twitter at the FM WizKids. We've got over 700 followers on there. So that's all for just now, guys. About to push on into the season. Hopefully I can bring a bit of joy to Leipzig and bring you a good video the next time. Thanks for checking us out. Bye-bye for now.